Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you doing? Here back again with another Champions League prediction video. That's right, because the Champions League draw has just concluded in the group stages, and I thought to myself, why not? This would be a great opportunity for me to project who's going to win all the groups. So anyways, let's get into it, shall we? So for Group A, we have Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, and Rangers. So this is a very exciting group. Obviously, you got Ajax and Liverpool, two of the top clubs in their league. Well, Liverpool, on the other hand, they are not doing so well in the Premier League. This is like, I think, their worst start ever to the Premier League. So obviously, but I still think that they're going to win this group, if I'm being honest here. I think that this is just a minor slump for Liverpool, just because currently they are dealing with some sort of injuries at the moment, so I don't see them not getting first place in this group. So if I'm going to say here on who I think is going to win first place, I think that with a fully healthy Liverpool squad, I think they are going to take this group here. So for number one, I have Liverpool winning it. And for number two, I think it's going to be a battle between Ajax and Napoli. Now, Rangers, don't want to doubt them. They could also put up a fight in this group, but I think that really the second spot is going to determine between Ajax and Napoli. So for the second spot, I'm going to say probably Ajax. You know, I really like Ajax chances because I am super curious to see how Ajax are going to do here without Ten Hag, you know, because obviously without Ten Hag, this might be kind of a blow for Ajax, but I still have them winning second place in the group. So yeah, I'm going to say for number two here, Ajax, and for number three, I'm going to give it here to Napoli. And number four, I have Rangers finishing at the bottom of the group. So yeah, that's my prediction. Moving on to Group B, we have Porto, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, and Club Brugge. So obviously for this group here, I think that number one spot is going to be up for anybody's for grabs, especially between Porto and Atletico Madrid and even Bayer Leverkusen. But if I'm going to be honest here, I'm going to say for number one, I have Atletico Madrid honestly winning this group here. So obviously my first choice would have to be Atletico Madrid, and for number two, I'm going to say Porto. Yeah, that's right. So I have Porto clinching the number two spot in the group, and I have Bayer Leverkusen finishing third and Club Brugge finishing fourth. So yeah, that's that. And for Group C, oh my goodness, once again, Bayern Munich and Barcelona for the second straight time in a row here are going to be playing each other for a chance to see who's going to qualify for the Champions League. That's right, Bayern playing Barcelona again. I know, it's absolutely crazy. But we got Inter Milan and Victoria Plzeň as well, which is a Czech club. But for number one here, obviously, given how Bayern are performing, I think that they've been performing really fine, even without Lewandowski's departure. But obviously, Barca, they now have an actual chance against Bayern, you know, since Barca have one of Bayern's best players on their team, you know, one of Bayern's former best players in Lewandowski. Obviously, this is really going to kick things up a notch, but I'm going to say for number one, despite Barca having Lewandowski, I still believe Bayern are going to finish number one here in this group. That's right. So I have Bayern finishing number one. And for number two this time, Inter Milan, I think they have some sort of a chance too here, but I believe Barca will get that second spot in the group. So yeah, that's me having Inter Milan finishing third and Victoria Plzeň fourth. So for Group D now, we have Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham, Sporting, and Marseille. So obviously Eintracht Frankfurt, pretty exciting to see, you know, another Bundesliga here in the Champions League qualifiers, obviously. So for Eintracht Frankfurt, obviously they lost one of their key players in obviously in Kostic, so that might be somewhat of a big loss for Eintracht Frankfurt. But for number one here, I'm going to say Tottenham. I have them finishing number one here in the group. You know, Tottenham, they obviously have the best chance out of any team here, so yeah, that's why I would have to go with Tottenham as number one. And for number two, I'm going to go with Eintracht Frankfurt. Something tells me that Eintracht Frankfurt can actually get it done here in this group, so yeah, that's why for two, I'm going to go with Frankfurt here. I really like their chances. And for number three, I'm going to say Sporting, and number four, Marseille. And then for Group E, we have AC Milan, Chelsea, RB Salzburg, and Dinamo Zagreb. So obviously between Milan and Chelsea, it's going to be a very interesting battle for that top #1 spot, because obviously AC Milan, if I'm being honest here, I would love to see AC Milan win this group here. You know, I would love to see AC Milan qualify for a Champions League playoff knockout round, because, you know, I feel like that AC Milan definitely deserve it. You know, AC Milan, they are bag. And so for #1, instead of picking Chelsea, you know, I'm going to pick AC Milan here. So AC Milan's my first choice, but for #2, I'm going to pick Chelsea here. Okay, so #2, Chelsea. #3, I think it's going to be RB Salzburg. And #4, I have Dinamo Zagreb finishing 4th here in the group. So moving on to Group F, this time we got Real Madrid, RB Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Celtic. So obviously this is a no-brainer here. I have Madrid finishing #1 here in this group. Obviously they are the defending Champions League winners, and they are looking to push for another Champions League victory here, obviously. So Madrid #1. And for #2 here, I think it might be a competition between RB Leipzig and Shakhtar Donetsk, and maybe even Celtic. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go with RB Leipzig here for #2. So I have, for #3, I have Shakhtar Donetsk finishing 3rd and Celtic 4th. Next up here for Group G, we have Manchester City, Sevilla, Borussia Dortmund, and Copenhagen. So obviously #1, I'm going with Man City here, but for #2, I think this will be the year that Borussia Dortmund clinch a Champions League knockout berth. So yeah, #2, I have Dortmund, 3, Sevilla, and Copenhagen 4th. And last but not least, we have PSG, Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa. So obviously, for this group here, I'm definitely convinced PSG are going to win. I mean, especially with their front attack, there's no denying that PSG, I think they have the best chance of winning here this group. So yeah, #1, obviously going with PSG. And for #2, I'm going to say Juventus here. And #3, Benfica, I have them finishing 3rd, and Maccabi Haifa finishing 4th. So yeah, ladies and gents, I guess that's my Champions League group stage predictions and all that stuff. So yeah, please let me know if you agree or if you disagree. Let me know why in the comment section below. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, please comment, subscribe for more content, and I guess I will see you in another video. So take care.